You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And welcome to this week's edition of The Mountain Gardener. Your host, Ken Lain, here every week talking about the landscapes of northern Arizona. And what a week we've had. I got to tell you, I was measuring the weather gauge on top of my house, and we've had over 2 inches of rain this month. So November can be a wet month. In fact, it's one of the few months where I've actually been snowmobiling through town on Thanksgiving weekend. Yes, that was back in the 80s or whatever. It's been a lot of years, but it happens. When it hits, it has a lot. And when it doesn't, it goes dry. What this does for us, moisture, the cool weather. I was just planting a flamingo box elder. This is a beautiful white tree. A box elder is a native tree that grows wild here. This is a new variety that's got white foliage with pink highlights. It's quite striking. And the fall color is amazing reds and oranges. So wanted one in the yard, help it plant it. The shovel went into the soil like butter. Oh my goodness. It was so good. It was actually moist. It was easy digging. It went in, and what normally would take a jackhammer and hours took, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It was so nice. That's the beauty of planting now. Plants love coolness during the day. There's some warmth left in the soil from this past summer and early fall. And so the roots, they literally start rooting out. They'll send off 6 to 12 inches of roots between now and the end of the year. They'll take a little break in January and then just ignite with new growth, new root growth, and followed by top growth starting sometime after Valentine's. So it's such a good time to plant right now, especially your bigger things, bigger spruce, bigger fir. If you want a new row of Arizona cypress, Deodar cedars, blocking junipers, ground covers for where that water was washing away your riprap. That's the rock that they stack up on top of each other. The common name for riprap is ankle buster, but it's good at holding soil back. But a plant will do it way better. And so it's a good time to plant those creeping or spreading junipers and cotoneasters, euonymus. If you're planting now, and you're good. So you folks this is really for you folks from California, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tucson, the desert folks. Oh no, it's below 60 degrees. I can't plant anymore. That's totally not true. Totally not true. You can definitely do it. It's the best time to be planting bigger things, evergreen things. It is absolutely ideal. A new, for this box elder flamingo, it's a deciduous tree. That is, it loses its leaves. In fact, it didn't have any leaves when we planted it, but we don't care. We're after the root growth, which sets the stage for next spring's top growth. And so if you're planting now, make sure you're doing all the stuff right. Don't take any shortcuts. Pull all the rocks out of the soil. Amend some mulch in with the soil. Keep it from compacting. Keep it from turning to clay again. So help it out. Water it in deeply. I mean, right down through all the soil bands. Even if the soil is moist already, water it some more. Really hydrate the root ball and the surrounding soil. Overkill. And then hold off on watering more. And here's the reason why, because you can overwater right now. The soil doesn't dry out, which is why the plants like it so much. It just stays moist. They put those roots out. They just start searching around for the surrounding soil. But you can't let it go and ignore it if you're planting now. You can't just go indoors for 3 months, bake cookies, pass out presents, celebrate the new year, come back, and next spring it'll be alive. You must water at least 2 times a month. If you're doing that, you are going to have great success. But Ken, my landscaper turned off my irrigation. Well, that's okay. You know what your grandparents did before we had computers and drip systems? They took the hose out and they watered things, or they put watering cans, one in each hand. They just walked the water out and just watered it by hand. So there's other ways to get water to things. It doesn't have to rely just on your drip system. So make sure you're watering. I mean, I highly encourage planting out. They're such great success, especially if you've got a big screen, windbreak, privacy. You want to block off those headlights coming into your living room. Now is the absolute prime time because you're getting the roots, and you'll get more growth next spring if you do that. You'll get twice the plant than if you were to wait. So good time to do it. The soil was just so easy to work with. I was stunned. I was surprised. I had planted something 2 months prior, crabapple and some other stuff, and it was killer. Oh, the ground was so crusty and hard. It was a pain. Now it's not that way. So it's okay. If you're seeing damage in your yard from the frost, so some of us have seen frost. I'm starting to position things around. It was a flash frost. It wasn't a freeze, but I was seeing tinges of black. Looks like someone took a Bic lighter to the end of the foliage. That's frost damage, especially on tropical plants. So your summer plants, I just can't believe I have tomatoes left. That's crazy. And they're not growing. I'm going to pick them all, but they're that's usually the end of October. They're vaporized because they're a tropical plant. They turn to black mush. So you pull those things up. Don't expect them to get through winter. Not unless you take them to a greenhouse or protect them some way that way. But we're definitely transitioning right now to our winter mode. And we should. I mean, we got the holidays coming up. I'm tired of picking tomatoes. I can't eat any more. If I had one more pepper, I mean, what do you do with hundreds of peppers? Just crazy how productive they were this year. It's really great. I can tell you right now, something that I did last winter, whenever I had a broken bag or any kind of poked hole or anything with the manure bags, if there was any damage, I took it home and I doubled down, I tripled down on the manure in that section of the garden. And wow, what a difference. And I put it in early. I didn't wait until spring to do that. I did it as the bag opened. I went, okay, I'm going to take this one bag down to the back. It's like 2 stories to the backyard. It's like, it's so far back there, but one bag at a time, not so bad. So one bag, I don't know, a couple bags a week. I'd go add some down there. By the time I got done, I probably had 10 or 12 bags of extra barnyard manure. It's deodorized manure. What a game changer. So last year I had good growth, good production, but this year it was like double down. It was feeding off of that. The reason I did it in winter instead of spring is I had time to just sit there and percolate, and had a couple snowstorms, some water to break it down. It just permeated into the garden soil. Then I turned it all under, planted my tomatoes, my peppers, squash, watermelons, and whoa, they just took off. I just harvested before this last storm my loofah squash. It's like a pumpkin looking thing. That thing went crazy. It had to be 50 feet across. It was climbing up into the juniper tree. I mean, I didn't know they were that aggressive. My goodness. It was like, I'm just going to take over this whole tree. And loofahs, which is a elongated, it looks like a zucchini, only you let them dry. And as they dry, you skin them, and then you take the seeds out, and then you get this porous loofah thing. You can grow your own loofahs. It's super. It's like a sponge, like a scrapey sponge. Anyway, I'm going to give them as gifts or do something. I'll do something fun with them. I got like 20 of them. I don't know what you do with 20 loofahs, but man, that manure made everything grow like crazy. Try that. If you're struggling at all, add some. The soil gets used up, and it loses its vigor. And manure is the thing you give it early on before you're planting. to really revitalize those gardens. Waters Garden companion plants for November are flowering pear, English ivy, camellias, and Vanderwolf pine.
Vanderwolf is related to Arizona pines with fluffy foliage.
It's remarkably resilient in dry Arizona soils.
Makes a graceful specimen in yards or expansive estate landscapes.
This distinctive pine, long, twisted, silver blue needles covering the dense branches.
Carefree and easy to grow.
Shop by store or online at watersgardencenter.com. For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.